All right, any questions?
Coach, just talk about some of the positives and negatives from tonight's game.
Positives would be you had two really good football teams playing, you know, adverse, bizarre conditions that you battle through. You know, I thought all that was good. I thought it was a unique way to see a football game. You know, I mean, biggest thing, they came out on top. I mean, that's the part that's, you know, troubling to me. But other than that, I mean, going in, we all knew that two really good football teams were playing, and we also, you know, the front runner of the conference, we were playing them, and they came out on top. It was about as simple as that.
In the first quarter, there was a fumble, and you came storming up the sideline, talked to the official, and they didn't review it. Will you offer a definitive explanation on why they wouldn't review that play?
You are going to have to speak for those of us that are silenced.
Coach, you just talked about the impact of Gardner on the program for this 1 year.
Well, I think he's had a tremendous impact. I think he's had a huge impact on our team. Tremendously competitive player. I think that his presence also touches the defense and the special teams. Just a player like that is so passionate about what he does. You know, I think he's had a bigger impact on our team than any other players had on their team. I don't think that's disputable. But yeah, he's had a huge impact. And he did it in a short period of time, which I think made it all the more impressive.
How much did the visibility affect you today? How much of it was you guys and what they were doing?
Well, I think the conditions like that, then it becomes kind of random. You know, it becomes random as far as you know, where the ball goes and what's sorted out, who reacts where. I did think that I would say where it probably hurt our team the most is, you know, we're not really big on the defensive front, and we rely on speed, and I think it mitigated our speed. You know, as far as you know, cutting and weaving and moving, so I think that hurt us some. I also think that, but you know, I mean, when you're in conditions like that, it's kind of a random game. I mean, you slip or the other guy slips, you know, that type of stuff. And so, and then it was kind of a moving target from, you know, the rain to then thickened up, and then it started stacking up, then it started sticking. And then as you take a step, you grow about half an inch each step as it collected under your shoes. And, you know, but, you know, that's why they have football, so you can go out there and play and adapt to multiple conditions. And then, you know, and, but I do think that they blocked better than we did today. I think they tackled better than we did, and they won. So.
Coach, I don't think many people would dispute that you guys have defied expectations this year. This is the sixth time in a row that has got you third time with a chance to go to the Pac-12 title game. What kind of toll is that taking on you guys?
Well, really not a great deal. I mean, from the standpoint that nobody, I mean, virtually every one of those times, nobody thought we were going to be there in the first place. I mean, we were, you know, every one of those years. I'm not sure that every one of those years they didn't have us having a losing season. Most of them they did, and we never did that. So if you want to view it that way, we're more games over the mark than everybody else. You know, I mean, you know, there's various, you know, defining games and finish lines and all that. But and the other thing, the other fact of the matter is we've won more conference games in that period of time than anybody else. That's so easy, everybody would do it. So.
As the footing became more treacherous, did you change any play call?
Well, you know, it was tough to because all of it was somewhat random. I think it kind of restricted things. It was hard for anybody to go way downfield, but they did ambush us with a couple of explosives, you know, and our eyes were in the wrong place. And then, yeah, you know, like I say, it made it kind of a more random deal. It did really restrict what we called. It kind of restricted where we were able to, you know, in the end go with the ball. So
Seems like that double pass play that Chris Peterson runs, he's been doing for years, and it seems to work for him every time he does it. Does he just pick the right spots to do it? Is he mixing up formations? Because it seems like defenses are never ready for that play.
Well, he mixes it. What makes it tough when they do it is they shift all those guys around on their front to try to get an overlap and leverage, and they'll do that. They'll do that, and that. And that's kind of the core of their offense. And then, so when they pop that on somebody, you know, it's more effective than when other people do. You know, if you're just running it all the time without the shifts and movements, then, you know, it's tougher. If you're like us, you throw it out in the flat, throw it out there, then they're already playing back there. But the way he does it is you're trying to move around. So it is a good play for him, and it matches what they do offensively as well, as far as the shifts and trying to get the extra overlap with the fullbacks and tight ends.
Kind of a random question. Do you have any clue that the weather was going to be this way before the game?
You know, it's like no, I didn't. But and then the other thing is you know, in this part of the country, those people bat about 500 anyway. You know. I mean, you know, I've got 30% chance of rain. My wife will say, "Oh, it's going to rain Saturday." Well, what about the 70% chance it won't? You know, and we got every weather condition today. So even the dumbest weatherman on earth, he was right today. You know, because heck, it was sunny when we were doing our first walkthrough today.
Come you start thinking about bowl games right away, or?
I don't think about them at all. It's I kind of handle it about like I do the Academy Awards. I read it in the newspaper. No, to be honest, after the championship game, the Sunday after, I get a phone call, and they call. You guys actually typically find out or speculate your way into it before I manage to know historically. You know, I'll get phone calls or texts from somebody following the internet that says you're going to this, you're going to this. Sometimes they're wild guesses and they're wrong, but if I get to about 20 such of those, then I start believing it, and that's usually the case.
Coach, what can you say about the thousands of fans that made out here after Thanksgiving?
I thought our fans were outstanding. Our fans were outstanding, have been all year. I think our fans have been outstanding all year, and I think they've been a big key to everything we've done.
What would you say Gardner did well today, and what would you think of his weaknesses?
You know, I would say, you know, just as far as leading our unit, I thought he was good. And then, you know, there's a constant adaptation to the conditions, you know, and I think that was really pretty much a battle for everybody.
Did you talk to him about conditions and doing countering anything?
Well, these ones are pretty tough to duplicate, you know. I mean, and to be perfectly honest, I doubt that Washington effectively duplicated them all week in practice either. Nah, you just have to adjust, you know. Play with wet balls once a week, stuff like that.
That's good with Coach?
Coach, what was your overall message to the team after the game? I know you can't get into specifics, but
the biggest thing is that we've had a great season, and now we need to have a great ball game. And then the other thing is you know, any disappointment or you know, that goes along with this game. I mean, this game's over. We don't have time or really place for any excuses. I mean, in the end, I mean, whether we like it or not, they blocked better than we did, and they tackled better than we did, and those are, you know, the two ultimate fundamentals of football. If you want to reduce football to the lowest common denominator, blocking and tackling, I thought they beat us in both of those.
All right, thanks.